Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutations unto all the Akim, you brothers preaching His word in truth and in sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And shalom unto the hopeful elect, you sincere believers scattered wherever you may be. This is going to be like an overview. The first 10 verses of the book of Psalm, chapter 66. Just inspired off a little reading I was doing earlier. And basically just wanted to jump into some organic, while I'm on break. And just bring out the word, man. So without further ado, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 66 and verse 1. It says, to the chief musician, a song or psalm, make a joyful noise unto the Most High, all ye lands. Sing forth the honor of his name. Make his praise glorious. And real quick, and the brother Kazak always brought this out, which he got that embedded within me. What's it say? Praise grave. Because while we're still living, and wise words from the brother, while we're still living, while we still have breath in our lungs, hey, give praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, This is Sirach 17 and 27. And actually, I'll start at 25. Point being in 27 now. Man, that's mighty, this chapter. I'll start at 25. Sirach 17 and 25. Return unto the Lord and forsake thy sins. Make thy prayer before his face and defend less. All right, the whole duty of man is to what? Fear the Most High and keep his commandments. And that's the thing. Being returned, we got to seek him 10 times more. All right. Repent. Pray to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and try to offend less, bro. It says, turn again to the Most High and turn away from iniquity, for he will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health, and hate thou abomination vehemently, right, with a passion. And truly, we are vexed in this world, man, vexed with the filthy conversation of these people, right, the really just a wicked way of society, period. And if you're not vexed, if you don't hate abomination vehemently, you got to check yourself. We got to check ourselves. That's not the spirit to be in. We got to hate. What's that? Hate pride, hate evil. And we hate going off. But verse 27, it says, who shall praise the Most High in the grave, instead of them which live and give thanks? So while we're still here, while the Lord blessed us with another day, and give praise to the Lord in the morning as well, each and every day when when we wake up, give praise and thanks unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because can't do it in the grave. You're already in the heavens in your spiritual body perfected, in perfect order. Right? But that's the thing, bro. Being grateful, staying grateful, and giving praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, it says back in Psalm 66 and 3, say unto the Most High, how terrible art thou in thy works. Through the greatness of thy power shall thine enemies submit themselves unto thee. And let's go to 1 Corinthians, first one that popped into my head. Is it 15? Bear with me, I don't think it's 15. We have put down. Oh, it is. Salakia. Barakateh Bashem Yahweh Shai. 1 Corinthians 15 and 24. Yeah. 1 Corinthians 15 and 24. Actually, 23. But every man in his own order, Hamashiach, the first fruits. Afterward, they that are Hamashiach's that is coming. And that's referring unto the elect. All right. But it says 1 Corinthians 15 and 24, then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. And who's going to do the bidding of the Father? It's the Son. He's coming to subdue, right, put under all these different nations. And he's going to be the one that reigns supreme forevermore. And that's the day that we're patiently waiting for, the return of our Lord, Yahweh Shai. All right. And it says, through the greatness of thy power, all right, shall thine enemies submit themselves unto thee. He's not going to meet thee as a man. He's not going to meet these nations as a man. All right. They said the saints are going to take the kingdom. We're going to have that power given unto us from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Lord willing. And there's not a thing that these other nations could do about it. You know, it's already written. All right. Psalm 66 and 4. It says, all the earth shall worship thee and shall sing unto thee. They shall sing to thy name Salah. Every knee shall bow. And every tongue is going to confess that Yahweh Shai is Lord. All right. All these different nations are going to be in servitude to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and the Israelites. You know, they're going to be for bondmen and bondwomen. Let's look up the cross references here. Yeah, this is a good one. Psalm 22 and 27. All the ends of the world shall remember and turn unto the Lord, and all the kindreds of the nations shall worship before thee. Yep. That's basically the gist, and there's plenty more. But it says, Psalm 66 and 5, come and see the works of the Most High. He is terrible in his doing toward the children of men. He turned the sea into dry land. They went through the flood on foot. There did we rejoice in him. You see, so he did this mighty miracle. You know, he's a terrible power. That word terrible. And terrible, because it has multiple meanings, but to fear, revere, be afraid, reverence, honor, respect, terrify, to make afraid, terrify. So he is terrifying. It said his name is dreadful among the heathen. But then it says also to cause astonishment and awe, be held in awe. He's an awesome power. All right, so, and that's the thing with the Lord. He's an omnipotent power. While he is terrible in his works, or terrible in the aspect of, he's a king of terrors, right? For these other nations, you know, and Lord knows how it's going to be in the kingdom of heaven when we release judgment upon them, you know. But then he's also awesome in his works. Look at his creation, you know. Look at this world. But then you have the devil destroying the world. But you just look at the ecosystem as a whole and how beautiful it truly is, and how how the Lord made order, right? It's a beautiful thing. He's an awesome power, and his miracles, right? Did not Yahweh Shai say what he received his power from his Father? You know, so when he was performing the miracles, you know, that's a prelude unto what capabilities we may have. It said greater works than these we will do, you know. And that's crazy because you think scriptures say that if any, like the books couldn't contain the works that he was doing. And he said, we're going to do greater, you know, it's far out. Imagine the sea, right? The Gulf of Suez, the Red Sea, parting, man. Like we could picture, and then there's, you know what I'm saying, like different visuals we could get, but to actually be there, and Lord knows, some of us probably was there, and through the reincarnation, if you could receive it. But how awesome, for lack of better words, that would be to see, that's crazy. All right, but with the Most High, all things are possible. But continuing on, all right, it says Psalm 66:7, he ruleth by his power forever. His eyes behold the nations. Let not the rebellious exalt themselves. Salah. And that's the thing. He's coming. He's coming to show these damn devils, show the nations that they're but men. Damn, that's mighty. I'll grab this. This is Daniel 6:26. It says, I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom, men tremble and fear before the Most High of Daniel. For he is the living power and steadfast forever. And his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even unto the end. He delivereth and rescueth, and he worketh signs and wonders in heaven and in earth, who have delivered Daniel from the power of the lion. So that's our power. All right, and we're going to bask, Lord willing, be partakers of that dominion, man. And these nations, they don't have next. All right, these heathen are raging, imagining a vain thing that they could be the next superpower on the earth. And that's not going to be the case. All right, the Lord is going to destroy their enterprise. All right, and he's going to set up a righteous kingdom upon this earth. Right? A righteous, perfect world without end. Psalm 66:8. Oh, bless our power, ye people, and make the voice of his praise to be heard. All right, and that's what we constantly have to do. All right, week in, week out. All right, give our people the warning, give these nations their judgment, and preach the gospel. All right, letting our people know the kingdom of heaven is at hand. It says, which holdeth, Salaki, I'll start back. Psalm 66:8. Oh, bless our power, ye people, and make the voice of his praise to be heard. Giving praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, just how we do in every single video, lesson, camp. First and foremost, we give praises unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because without the Lord, none of this would be possible, truly. It's a cliche saying that they say in the world, but it's very true. Very true. Psalm 66:9, which holdeth our soul in life and suffereth not our feet to be moved, right? The righteous, what's that? I think that one's it. Psalms 121:3. Yeah, actually 1, really. Psalms 121:1, a song of degrees. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which made heaven and earth. And knowing that, all right, we have to be praying constantly, bro. And remember that. Remember where help comes from and where it lies. It's with the Lord. We have to do better and not making haste in time of trouble, speaking first and foremost to myself. And throw up a prayer to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We don't have to fret to make a decision or move some type of way, be drawn out. No, just pray to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and he's going to make a way. Psalms 121:3, he will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. So we got to trust in him, bro. At the end of the day, we got to trust in him. Because our faith with our works is going to really the grace, mercy, and faith is what's going to get us through. Psalm 66:10, all right, to finish off, it says, for thou, O power, or O Most High, has proved us. Thou hast tried us as silver is tried. And Lord willing, we be that choice silver gold that makes it through the fire. As it speaks of in the book of Zechariah. What's that? 13:8. And we'll end with that. All right, because the elect, and ultimately it's the elect. So Zechariah 13:9, it says, and I will bring the third part through the fire. All right, that 1/3 in America, but as well as the elect across the four corners of the earth. That's who the Lord is coming back to deliver and save. It says, and we'll refine them as silver is refined, and we're going through that process now. It says, and we'll try them as gold is tried. We're going through trials, the tribulations, the temptations, ultimately for our own good. It says, they shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is my power. And we just got to hang in there and endure. All right? Because those that endure, the same shall be saved, and pray to the Lord for endurance and the spirit to overcome. All right. And Lord willing, we be of the elect. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying and exhorting unto you. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rechak. Double honors again unto the apostles, elders, great millstone, Shalom, Wa, Kwam Yasharala, Wa Abad Babal. Soon.